Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in just 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Semicon India 2024 at the India Expo Mart in Greater Noida city of Uttar Pradesh on Wednesday. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India's semiconductor sector is on the verge of a revolution with breakthrough advancements set to transform the industry. Prior to the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited an exhibition that showcased the latest advancements in semiconductor and electronics. The three-day event will witness the participation of over 250 exhibitors and 150 speakers from across the global semiconductor sector. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath accompanied the Prime Minister during the exhibition at the venue. More than 800 exhibitors from 24 countries are taking part in it. At the inaugural event of the Semicon India 2024, India's Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw highlighted that with Prime Minister's visionary leadership, India is becoming a hub in the world for semiconductors. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the Semiconductor Executives Roundtable at his residence, discussing a wide range of subjects that he spoke about the reforms taking place in India, making the nation a great investment destination. The second edition of the International Conference on Green Hydrogen was held in India's capital, New Delhi. Through the National Green Hydrogen Mission announced last year, India expects to position itself as a hub of green hydrogen and its derivatives. Addressing the International Conference on Green Hydrogen, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi told about the country's achievements and outlined its ambitious goals to become a global hub for green hydrogen. He called for a need for global collaboration and joint efforts to address climate change. India's President Draupadi Murmu presented the National Florence Nightingale Award 2024 to 15 nurses and midwives for their exceptional service and dedication. The award consists of a citation and 1 lakh rupees as well. The second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation was held in New Delhi on Wednesday. 18 civil aviation ministers, presidents of 9 organizations and representative countries of International Civil Aviation Organization participated in the two-day conference. Civil Aviation Minister Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu addressed the event on the immediate challenges and long-term growth prospects for aviation industry in Asia-Pacific region. Addressing the Border Area Development Conclave in New Delhi, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that in the last 10 years, Border Road Organisation has constructed more than 8,500 kilometres of roads in the border region. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval participated in BRICS National Security Advisors meeting in St. Petersburg, Russia. During the sessions, he spoke on modern security challenges and the need to address them. India's Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Kiren Rijiju, launched 6 initiatives and portals as part of the 100 Days Achievements of Ministry of the Parliament at the Parliament House Annex building in New Delhi. A special railway coach dedicated to Mahatma Gandhi was inaugurated by Union Culture and Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat in Delhi on Wednesday. Indian Navy's P-81 aircraft led by Captain Ajay Kanwar reached Darwin, Australia on Wednesday for the 16th edition of Exercise Kakadu 2024. The Indian Navy will participate in the multinational exercise with 30 nations with the theme called Regional Cooperation through Trusted and Proven Partnerships. India's Minister of State for Defence, Sanjay Seth, inaugurated the India Pavilion and visited DRDO stall at the Land Forces 2024 exhibition in Melbourne, Australia. The Indian Army's Master General Sustenance Lieutenant General A.S. Aujala was present on the occasion. To raise voter awareness among the common masses ahead of the upcoming state assembly elections in North India's Jammu and Kashmir, the district administration of Udhampur district has organized a voters awareness rally under systematic voters education and electoral participation. Under Sanchar Sathi initiative, Government of India has disconnected more than 1 crore mobile connections and blocked around 2.27 lakh mobile handsets for their involvement in cyber crimes and financial frauds. High Court of Delhi has served notices on National Anti-Doping Agency in connection with wrestler Bajrang Punnia's suspension. The court refused to impose an interim stay on NADA's order. Domestic benchmark equity indices ended Wednesday's choppy session in the negative territory. The BSE Sensex shed 398 points to settle at 81,523. NSE Nifty 50 snapped its two-session winning streak and dropped 122 points to end at 24,918. Broader indices settled lower, with the Nifty Small Cap 100 index down 0.81%. Indian rupee ended down at 83.97 per US dollar on Wednesday. Gold futures maturing on the 4th of October stood at 72,170 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of December were retailing at 84,720 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan dropped 0.25%. S&P 500 futures eased 0.38%. Japan's Nikkei fell 0.8%. The Shanghai Composite Index was down 0.75%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index slipped 1%. Brent crude futures were last 0.68% higher at $69.65 a barrel. US West Texas Intermediate crude rose 0.75% to $66.25 a barrel. Samsung Electronics, the world's top maker of smartphones, TVs and memory chips, is reportedly cutting up to 30% of its overseas staff at some divisions. In the US, Republican nominee Donald Trump and current Vice President Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee, engaged in their first presidential debate on Tuesday night, setting up the tone for the upcoming election. The 90-minute debate saw intense exchanges between Trump and Harris on various issues, including abortion rights, economy, immigration laws, among others. The candidates' differing views were on full display. American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris for president after the debate, praising her leadership and vision. Swift's endorsement is expected to influence young voters. Police arrested some protesters who marched in the streets of Philadelphia during the first presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The US observes the 23rd anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks on Wednesday, remembering nearly 3,000 victims killed when hijackers crashed 4 aircraft into New York's Twin Towers. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met with German parliament members in Berlin and discussed global challenges. Dr. Jaishankar's visit aims at strengthening India-Germany ties. At a joint press meet with his Berlin counterpart, Dr. Jaishankar outlined India's 4-point principle to resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict. India and the USA participated in the Indus X Summit at the Northern California Silicon Valley, exploring innovation and collaboration. The summit fosters cooperation between the two nations. According to Russian Security Council Secretary Sergei Shoigu, Russia and Iran are close to signing a landmark bilateral treaty, with both the nations' presidents set to ink the deal soon. International Monetary Fund has reached a preliminary deal with Ukraine, potentially unlocking $1.1 billion in financial aid. The deal awaits approval by the IMF's executive board. France, Germany and Britain condemned Iran for transferring ballistic missiles to Russia after US Secretary of State Antony Blinken confirmed that Moscow could use these missiles in Ukraine soon. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky pledged to consolidate a strong global response to any power helping Russia in the ongoing conflict. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Poland for bilateral meetings discussing defense and energy cooperation as well as NATO allies' support for Ukraine. Mexico on Wednesday approved a sweeping judicial reform that will overhaul the country's judiciary by electing judges by popular vote. Violence in Mexican state of Sinaloa due to the arrest of trafficker Ismael Almayo Zambada sparked fears of an intra-cartel war as one soldier and 2 civilians were killed in a shootout on Monday. Algerian presidential candidates who lost out to incumbent Abdelmadjid Tebboune contested the election results, filing appeals to the Constitutional Court. Venezuela's opposition leader said that their candidate Edmundo Gonzalez remains a very clear voice, pushing for change in the country despite fleeing to seek asylum in Spain. Bolivian protesters marched to the country's legislature demanding approval for international loans and bills blocked in the chamber. Australian police arrested 33 people for hindering police and blocking roads after clashes erupted outside a defence exhibition venue in Melbourne. A part of the Carola Bridge in Dresden city of Germany collapsed on Wednesday with no reported casualties. The incident is under investigation. Time to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's continue. At least 200 people were killed and hundreds stranded in Thailand after heavy rain swept through 2 northern provinces on Wednesday. Many were stranded in floodwaters and over 9,000 households were impacted. Asia's strongest typhoon Thius Yagi caused deadly floods and landslides in Vietnam on Wednesday. Schools have been shut, power networks and roads have also been impacted. Rescue teams evacuated residents stuck in flood. Airport fire in California engulfed the hillside near Lake Elsinore on Tuesday. Several homes of the lakeside town caught fire as smoke blanketed the sky. The fire has spread over 32,900 acres and the cause is under investigation. Time-lapse of the wildfire sweeping across Riverside in Southern California showed flames racing through dried shrubbery with thick plumes of smoke shrouding trees and pylons in the area. Wildfires in California intensified on Tuesday and painted the sky in a fiery orange glow. Southern California is grappling with the late summer heat wave with multiple wildfires raging across the region. Tropical storm Franklin intensified to a Category 1 hurricane on Tuesday with wind speeds of 120 kilometers per hour. The storm swept across the Gulf of Mexico. Residents in the state of Louisiana prepare for survival. Franklin is expected to make a landfall on the U.S. Gulf Coast. The authorities have ordered residents to flee inland and oil and gas companies to shut the Gulf of Mexico production. School in Louisiana remains shut. 80% of animals in a large zoo have been washed away in North Nigeria due to heavy floods. A dam overflowed due to heavy rains and caused floods in the region. The disaster has affected other facilities in the area, including the post office and a teaching hospital. Floods caused by torrential rains have killed at least 18 people in the southern Morocco and at least 4 others were missing after floods swamped many villages in the area. 56 homes have been destroyed and 110 roads have been affected. Water supply and phone networks is also under affected regions right now. After a drought in July and August, River Danube's water level has dropped in Serbia's port town of Prahova. Wrecks of 2 ships sunk during Second World War emerged lying on the riverbed as the water level stood at only 1.5 meters on Tuesday. The Embassy of Japan in New Delhi organized a musical concert featuring renowned pianist Izumi Tadino. Japan's greatest pianist is known for his exceptional skill of performing with left hand only. International Buddhist Confederation and the Vivekananda International Foundation organized the second International Buddhist Media Conclave in Delhi on the theme called Mindful Communication for Conflict Avoidance and Sustainable Development. Guest of honor at the conclave, Padma Shri and former Indian footballer Baichung Bhutia addressed the conclave and said that a major thrust of Buddhism is to guide the society towards humanism. During the conclave, 3-time Grammy Award winner environmentalist Ricky Cage also highlighted the message of Lord Buddha about global peace and harmony. Large number of devotees offered prayers at Mumbai's Lal Bagh Raja Ganesh idol amidst the ongoing Ganesh festival. This is the oldest Ganapati Pandal in the city and attracts thousands of devotees each year. Pope Francis arrived in Singapore for the final leg of his 12-day 4-country tour across Southeast Asia and Oceania. The Pope will hold meetings with President Tharman Shanmugaratnam and Prime Minister Lawrence Wong. On landing in Singapore, the pontiff was greeted by dancing children and a row of cheering Catholics along an airport walkway. Singapore will be Pope Francis' last stop in an ambitious 12-day trip to 4 countries. To continue their more than 450-year-old tradition, people gathered at a beach in Tatsugo town in Japan to celebrate the Hirase Mankai festival. The annual event is celebrated for harvesting plentiful crops and prosperity. Nature-inspired wildfire early warning device Spivey has won the prestigious annual James Tyson Award in the UK. The cone-like device made from bio-based materials is a heat-trigger transmitter that sends a radio signal alert when it is exposed to wildfire. 47th World Skills Competition held its opening ceremony in France's Lyon. This year's competition is to be held from the 10th till the 15th of September, attracting over 1,400 participants from World Skills member countries and organizations. Prince William visited the Welsh town of Lalenia on Tuesday and met community members. His visit comes day after his wife, Princess Catherine, released a video featuring Williams and their 3 children. There has been great support on social media for Kate, Britain's Princess of Wales, after she released a video message saying she'd finished her course of preventive chemotherapy for cancer. Students in the Finnish town of Riihimäki headed back to school with backpacks full of books after a decade of state-backed promotion of laptops and other digital devices in the classroom. Finland's public education system has gained global name for its good results in recent decades and its readiness to try new teaching techniques. Until recently, many schools gave laptops for free to all pupils from as early as age 11. Huawei has unveiled $2,800 price tri-foldable phone that is the first in which users can fold 3 ways like an accordion screen door. The device has already received more than 4 million pre-orders for which no deposit is required, according to the company's website. Scientists from Zurich and the Max Planck Institute of Intelligent Systems have created a robotic leg that runs on artificial muscles, demonstrating agility and energy efficiency in navigating varied terrains. The artificial muscles are oil-filled plastic bags with conductive black electrodes on the sides. When an electric charge is applied, the electrodes attract each other, pushing the oil to one side and shortening the bag. An Egyptian initiative called Shakla, founded by anthropologist Mai Armour, aims to empower women and defy social stigma by offering women the opportunity to pursue their passion in belly dancing. Pharrell Williams walked the red carpet with the star of his new animated biopic called Piece by Piece that made its international premiere in Toronto. British music icon Robbie Williams walked the red carpet at the Toronto International Film Festival for his musical biopic called Better Man. Lindsay Lohan, Kerry Washington and Mary J were among the celebrities who came out to see Michael Kors debut his Spring-Summer 2025 collection at New York Fashion Week. The cast of Emily in Paris walked the red carpet in the Eternal City, Rome for the European premiere of the second part of the season 4 of popular Netflix series. Selena Gomez has achieved billionaire status with an estimated net worth of $1.3 billion. The singer-producer joins a very small group of musicians who've reached this level of wealth. Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi, is negotiating to direct Spider-Man 4 starring Tom Holland. The Sony Marvel co-production will see Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers return as the script writers. The Country Music Association has announced nominations for the 58th Annual CMA Awards. Morgan Wallen tops the list with 7 nominations. Beyoncé snubbed despite her hit album Cowboy Carter. Chris Stapleton is nominated in 5 different categories at this year's 58th Annual CMA Awards. The CMA Awards will air live on 20th of November. After completing his Europe tour, actor-musician Diljit Dosanjh is all set to kickstart the India leg of his Dilluminati tour in Delhi on the 26th of October. The much-awaited trailer of upcoming action drama film Devra Part 1 starring Junior NTR, Saif Ali Khan and Janhvi Kapoor has been unveiled. The trailer showcases all the key ingredients needed for a mass entertainer. In a milestone achievement, England's captain Harry Kane marked his 100th game with 2 goals and 2-0 victory over Finland in UEFA Nations League. Paraguay earned a historic victory in FIFA World Cup qualification campaign with 1-0 victory over Brazil. Colombia continued its unbeaten start to the FIFA World Cup qualification campaign with a 2-1 victory over Argentina. Pochettino has been named as the new manager of United States men's national team ahead of 2026 Football World Cup. India continues its winning streak as they thrashed Malaysia by 8-1 in their 3rd game of Men's Asian Champions Trophy match in China. India's Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand reached the round of 16 in women's doubles event of Hong Kong Open Badminton Tournament in Kowloon City. Australian hockey player Tom Craig banned for 12 months following his arrest during the Paris Olympics last month on suspicion of buying cocaine. Craig admitted he had made a terrible mistake following his release. 2-time Olympic medalist in men's javelin throw Neeraj Chopra will be competing at Diamonds League season finale in Belgium on Friday and Saturday. England is all set to take on Australia in the first match of T20I series in Southampton. Jamie Overton all set to play his first T20I for England. And in the latest test rankings released by the ICC, England's Joe Root holds on to his spot as the #1 ranked test batter despite scores of just 13 and 12 at the Oval. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.